Alright guys, hi and welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, we want to handle the situation if the login is not successful, and we will want to display the error message over here on the arrow label. So currently when we load the simulator, and let's just quickly open the login view controller, we don't see any error label because the error label is by default hidden when the login view controller is being loaded for the first time. But of course, when a user clicks on a login button, you'll be performing some kind of validation, whether the password is too short or too long, or even when you are sending the user's email and password to maybe some remote server to validate whether the credentials are correct. And in the event if the credentials are not correct, it usually comes back with an error object, which comes also with an error message. And therefore, in this lecture, we want to handle the part if you receive an error, how should we display it to the user? Alright, so let's come over here to the login view controller, and what I want to do is to create a error message over here. So let's do private var error message, and this will be of type string optional. Alright, and we also include a did set as a property observer, so that we know that if this error message is being assigned. Okay, so in the meantime, it's going to be nil. Alright, so let's create a function over here called private func show error message if needed. Alright, so I'm just going to pass in a text which is of type optional string, which means that hey, text could be nil as well, and if it's nil, we want to hide the error label. Alright, so currently error label dot is hidden, okay, is text is not nil. Alright, so if text is not nil, we want to hide this. Oh, sorry, if text is nil, my bad. If text is nil, we want to hide this, and if text is not nil, we want to show this. Also, error label dot text equals to text. Alright guys, I hope you understand the logic on line 57. Alright, and over here I'm going to do show error message if needed, and I'm going to pass in error message right here. Okay, so let's come over to this part of the code in line 74. If it's a successful login, we want to show the main tab bar controller. Otherwise, we are just going to assign the message label with, let's say, an error message. Let's call it your password is invalid. Please try again. Alright, or something like that. Okay, and let's just toggle the flag to be false over here. And let me just run the simulator. Alright, so this is to simulate if if you do some kind of form validation, or you get an error message back from a remote server, like maybe a Firebase authentication service, and then how should we display the error message? Okay, let's check it out over here. When I click on the login button, I will see the error message that's being populated over here in the error label. Alright, so if I click on the sign up button, it should hide the error message, because when it comes back to the login page itself, the user will have to hit the login button again, and it will do the validation one more time. Alright, so guys, over here is the part where I set the text to be nil, and I don't think this is the best way to do it, so I would actually refactor it to do it this way instead. So error message equals to nil instead. Alright, so let me just command R to run the simulator, and the behavior should be exactly be the same as what we have seen just now. Alright, so click the login button, I get an error over here. I go back to sign up, alright, and I go back to sign in again, the error message is gone. Alright guys, this is all I have for you for this lecture, and I'll see you in the next one.